12 anti-government activists, including some minors, have been arrested in Bahrain. This brings the total number to 28 since just the beginning of this month. Protesters say the crackdown on their movement, which started almost 3 years ago, has only gotten worse in recent months. The first violent crackdown was at the beginning of 2011. 4 people died during those clashes with police. Then, just a few months later, martial law was declared and Gulf troops took the entire country under control. Up to that time, nearly 1,000 people had been arrested, but the number is now 3 times that high. More than 90 people have been killed since then. And 2012 kicked off with a rally attended by hundreds of thousands, but the people's voice was left unheard. So here we are in 2013, and Bahrain's king deciding to toughen the penalties for demonstrators. The result? New protests and more arrests every single week. Paula Slier reports.
It's the Arab Spring's forgotten revolution. Nearly 3 years have gone by since the people of Bahrain, inspired by events in Tunisia and Egypt, rose up against an oppressive regime and demanded reform. But their uprising was brutally crushed within a matter of weeks.
We have published the name and the picture of all the people responsible of the grave human rights violation in my country, Bahrain, starting from the small police officer and Minister of Interior, reaching to the King of Bahrain, who is legally responsible of all the human rights violation in Bahrain.
Syed Yusuf al-Muhaftar has been forced to seek refuge in Europe because of death threats against him and his family. Like other Bahraini activists, he criticizes Washington and its allies for being quick to condemn crackdowns in some countries while ignoring others.
Oil is better than the human rights in Bahrain, and the Western interest is better than the human rights situation in Bahrain. So that's why we are victims of the double standard, because we live in an oil country.
Last week, the Global Manama Dialogue Forum pointedly ignored the crackdown. US Secretary of Defense Chuck Hagel made it clear in his speech that he was more concerned about military matters.
They want to feel that they are superior and everybody are slaves. So that's why they don't want anyone to talk about democracy. They feel that if they give the democracy, that they are losing their life, not even losing their sovereignty.
So far, according to Amnesty International, more than 100 people have been killed and almost 3,000 imprisoned in the Bahraini protests. Many more have been tortured in a crackdown that remains far removed from the world's attention. Paula Slier, RT.